Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here with Traveling with Bruce. We are live on the air today, Friday. Oh my God, it is Friday. Holy macaroni. Welcome to Friday, July the 6th, 2018. All right, another week. Unbelievable for you workers out there. Hope you're sneaking off work, watching Traveling with Bruce. Welcome to the show. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's topics. I have two topics today. The first one is Carnival is leaving Europe. I don't think this is a dire announcement or anything like that, but we'll get into that a little bit. A sub-story to that is Costa Cruises adding a new ship, and that's probably the reason why Carnival is leaving Europe. And then the second story today that I came across in the last hour or so got me intrigued. I thought I'd mention it to you guys today. The FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, declines to officially regulate airline seat sizes. It's fine just the way it is. It's all fine. There's nothing to see here. Everything's fine. Everybody's happy. No issues. No blood in the aisles. Everything is fine. Next, any other complaints? Let's continue on. It's a wonderful country, isn't it? Anyway, we'll get into that one. Can't wait. Anyway, it's a common complaint up here too, by the way. We have our own issues up here. It's unbelievable what one industry, how one industry operates and is regulated, and how another is operating and is regulated. It's just unbelievable. What can I tell you? It's the wacky world in which we live, the capitalist society that we are part of. And it permeates through everything, and here we are. Anyway, welcome to my show. Welcome to Traveling with Bruce here on a Friday. Here in good old Creston, BC, I'm 3 miles north of the Idaho border, for those of you who don't know. 87 degrees right now is our temperature today. We will hit 90, I think, Sunday, or 91. So we're kind of normal. This is normal. We're supposed to be here at this temperature. 85, 95 is July temperature and August temperatures for Creston. That's what we're supposed to get. It just took a while to get here, while you folks down in the US of A, oh my gosh, Texas, Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, Pennsylvania, New York, Ohio, Michigan, Missouri. I mean, my goodness, you guys have been baking, and the humidity factors for a while. We just finally got there with our warm weather. Now, we don't have what I call high humidity here. We're at about, I think we're at about 1,800 feet elevation. Nothing unbelievable, but you know, it's not sea level. So if we were at sea level and it was 87, it would be unbearable. But we're not that low. We're not in thin air, but we certainly are out of the worst of the humidity. My friends in Calgary, where I used to live, today is the first day of the Calgary Stampede. They had the big parade today, the Stampede Parade. It never rains on parade day. And today, glorious blue sky in Calgary. Yet again, never rains on parade day. Unbelievable. What a streak. They are at 3,800 feet elevation, and they get into the mid-80s as well. But Americans come up to Calgary for the Stampede. Once they hear about it, they come up and see it. And then a lot of them come back because it's so much fun. They can't believe it. It's such dry air at 3,800 feet. It's like Denver, not quite as high as Denver. Very thinner air, dry air, no humidity factors really. People pick their noses in Calgary. You're allowed to pick your friends, but you're not supposed to pick your nose. You know that? But in Calgary, we do both. We pick our friends and we pick our noses with our friends. Anyway, in the Stampede, it's 85, 90 in the daytime, and in the evening, 65. Just comes right down. That mountain air brings it right down, and oh, Americans love it. Those who are RVing up in Alberta, oh man, they love coming up there. Clean air, clean water, and good living, and cold beer. It's all good. So you ever get the chance to come to Calgary, Alberta for the Stampede, you got to do it. It's a hell of a show. Great for a family. Great for a young couple to come up. Great for a retired couple to come up. It's a good time. Hotel rates get a little crazy at that time of year. So if you're coming up with by plane, you rent a car, and then you rent a hotel a little out of the core. No problem. If you come up with an RV, it's perfect. Lots of places to camp in the area, but anyway, you can check all that out yourselves. That's my little plug for Cowtown, Calgary. And here, like I said, Creston, 87 today, very warm. Got the air conditioning on, I got my fan on, and I'm comfy, no worries whatsoever, even with this bright light shining on me. I'm nice and comfortable here today. The channel. We continue to plug along here. This week, a great week this week. Received an envelope finally from Thomas Henry. He finally got one up to me. He had sent it a long time ago. It finally arrived. I'm so pleased. And he sent me a couple of photos, and he sent me a Costco gift card. Guess where I am tomorrow? About 26 hours from now. Guess where I'm going to be? Guess what I'm going to be eating in about 26 hours? That's right. I'm going to have me a little old chicken bake at the Costco food court. And Jen, the Mrs. Traveling with Bruce, she's going to have herself a hot dog. I know it. That's something she gets for that. Goes for that every time. And if we're still hungry, we might go for a little sundae. Although the last time I was there, they changed it. They took away the berry sundae. I wasn't happy about that. They're very disappointing. But I'll probably just get myself a yogurt and go from there. Well, I'll survive. It's all right. We'll pick up a few provisions and use up that cash card and then move on. Head her back up here with the stuff and bring it home. Looking forward to that. That'll be fun. But I got to do a show tomorrow afternoon before I leave. So I'll be doing my show tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock Eastern. Then I'll be heading to Coeur d'Alene. And if any of you folks are popping by down there, we'll do a meet and greet at the Costco food court and say hi. That is yet to happen. Never had anyone approach me in Coeur d'Alene going, "Hey, aren't you that guy that talks about cruise ships all the time? I've seen on you before." Hasn't happened yet. I don't know of anyone in Coeur d'Alene that watches my channel. So, makes sense. What else can I tell you about the channel? Folks are visiting the Amazon affiliate link that I have down below in the description here. Folks are visiting the store, Redbubble store that has Traveling with Bruce merchandise. Just got an order earlier this week. Someone ordered 3 or 4 T-shirts and a travel mug. Fantastic. It's one of the biggest orders we've ever had, and really happy to see that. I have a feeling that people are going to be picking up this kind of stuff for Christmas time, for Christmas presents. I have a feeling that's going to be going on, which I think is a great idea. What else is coming up? Folks are making donations to my PayPal account from time to time. Thank you again for you fantastic people out there who have become donors of mine. For any of you who are want to help this guy out, stay on the air. This is my full-time job, so any funding I get, I gleefully accept it. PayPal, I have a link up here on my homepage. There's a little donation button there, just a PayPal logo. Click on there if you're able to send me a donation. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. After all, a cash card is nice, but it isn't enough. I need more. So we're going to get some gas too and a few provisions. But hey, whatever comes, and we say thank you. Jen and I are very appreciative of that. What else am I going to tell you about the channel? 2,331 subscribers. We seem to be leveling off there at the moment. Views are quiet these days. I'm around 800 to 900 views a day right now, down from about 2,000 views a month and a half ago. I have a feeling that spring and summer has a lot to do with it. I could be wrong, but I think it is. I keep bringing out the product, keep doing 8 shows a week live and regular videos, and the channel's just kind of flatlining right now. Maybe I need a cruise ship to get into trouble. I don't want that. Don't wish that on anybody, but I'll cover it if it happens. I'll cover it. What else can I tell you about the channel? We're going to be 11 months old in about a week. This is the 6 days. In 6 days, this channel will be 11 months old. Wow, what a run. I now operate a Facebook site, Traveling with Bruce on Facebook. Come and join the group if you like. Post photos of your favorite trips and cruise ships you've been on, cruise ships that your parents were on, your grandparents were on, that crossed the Atlantic coming over to America or Canada. Love those photos. Man, I love that stuff. The old vintage photos, vintage of older cruise ships. I love that. If anyone knows of, you have a relative of yours that was on something like a Love Boat or the actual Love Boat itself, you got photos of that thing? Fire them onto that website, onto that group page. I'd love to see that. I'm sure the gang would love to see that. We seem to be adding a couple of new members every day. People are asking to join the group every day. I bring them in. Yeah, you betcha. I'd love to have you join. And post whatever you like from trips and photos and stories of your holidays. That'd be fantastic. Love it. It's great. What else is going on? Oh yeah, I operate a Twitter account for Traveling with Bruce. I'm operating a Instagram account for Traveling with Bruce, this Facebook thing. It's just nonstop go, go, go. I'm trying to figure out Pinterest. I've got postings in Pinterest, but I don't think I'm doing it very well. Pinterest is just confuses the heck out of me. I'll do the best I can. By the way, thank you for all of you folks out there who have been sharing some of my videos. I get these reports from YouTube all the time. These are analytic reports. They tell me how many people watch my show or my videos on the phone versus how many watch on a laptop or how many watch on their televisions, as I point to my TV you don't see over here. It tells me what country they're watching from. It tells me the gender, male, female, what age, in kind of groups, 10-year groups. And it has something else. It tells me how many thumbs ups I get, how many thumbs downs I get in total, how many comments I get. I get a lot of comments during trivia, of course, because every guest on trivia is a comment, which is great. And then I get people who share my videos. I get these reports saying this is how many videos of yours were shared in the last 28 days or in the last 90 days, or I can go down to 1 day. I can just say, tell me on April the 18th how many were shared. I mean, if I needed something like that. I'm finding that fascinating because whenever you share a video of mine, say on Facebook, if you're doing this to your friends on Facebook, that explodes my channel out to a further reach. If people are watching my videos from a shared link, that is a big deal for YouTube. YouTube looks at that very favorably. They go back to that creator and go, that guy who's sitting in his living room talking about cruise ships, he's actually quite effective. He's not just talking to a couple of hundred people all the time, and then gets watched over and over again. He is actually able to expand his reach beyond the YouTube family and bring people into YouTube, because it's not uncommon where if you've shared a video of mine, someone has watched it, it's possible they may have stayed on YouTube for an hour after that and just kind of, watch their favorite stuff. YouTube gives me credit for that. YouTube says to the computers say to the the master computer, whatever it is, that Bruce guy up in Creston, BC, he's not just responsible for viewing on his shows when he's live. This guy is responsible for views that come in after he's on, plus his regular videos that get shared as well, and from connection and connection and connection. That is a big deal. I get brownie points inside the YouTube analytics universe for that, and I take all I can get. So for those of you who've been sharing my videos, thank you very much. Please keep it up. For those of you who never thought to do it, please do. By the way, if you're watching my video like this one, or you're watching a video I made last week that's 4 minutes long or 8 minutes long, you might notice that when you're watching the video, underneath the window, especially on a tablet, I know how to operate on a laptop. On a laptop for sure, you'll see all these buttons that you can share the video to. You can share it on your Facebook account. You can share it on Twitter. You can share it on just endless. I can't even name all the social media sites. There must be 15 of them that are there, all these little buttons. And if any of you have connections to any of those and can spread the word of my videos out to the, social media sphere, I say thank you very much, because that is a way for this channel to get exposed to people who generally would never be exposed to this show and to the topic. And you never know how many cruisers are out there who don't know I exist and would love to be part of the show. I would love to have more folks come on by. So any help I get, I say thank you very much. All right, I'm going to say hi to the folks who've been texting me already. Got all kinds of folks saying hi to me as a kind of a daily ritual here. As I pull the camera in so I can take my phone and just lean it up here against my computer screen, and I can then read these off and have two hands to just do this. Any questions you have, folks, about cruising, traveling, let me know. Fire away. Any comments you want to talk about the FAA declining to regulate seat size in aircraft? You let me know what you think. That'd be just terrific with me. I'd love to have a discussion on that topic. It's one of my pet peeves, I'll tell you that. And again, if you're new to cruising, you've come to the right place. If you're brand new, you've never been on a cruise before, oh man, this is a channel for you. You're surrounded right now by people who love to go cruising, and we welcome newbies all the time onto the show. And if you have any questions about going on a cruise, or let us know what's your first cruise going to be. Have you figured it out? What ship are you going on? Where are you going? When? We'll give you advice and steer you straight. We'll help you out. If you want to know what you're allowed to bring on a cruise ship, ask. We'll straighten you out there too. We're more than happy to help. Okay, let's get started. Let's say hi to everybody. Peter Heckham signed in at 3:04 Eastern. 3:04 Eastern time. Yeah, that's right. 1:04 p.m. 4:04 Eastern time. Almost an hour before the show. I thought it was 2 hours. hour before the show. He said, "Hi, Bruce and everyone. 90 degrees and a little overcast in Tarpon Springs, Florida today. Sorry I missed trivia last night, but we'll watch the replay later today. I do trivia every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8 o'clock. Every day, 5 o'clock, Monday to Friday, I'm on live like I am now. And Saturdays at 2 p.m. Eastern time, I'm on live. Cruise ship talk, travel talk, and a little bit of trivia. We do it all on Tuesdays. We have a lot of fun. Pop on by. Richard C. says, hello all. Finally, rain came today and cooled us off to about 80 Fahrenheit on the East Coast. Fantastic, Richard C. Way to go. I think you're in Philadelphia and you needed that break. Robert Brandt, hi, Bruce. Hi, everyone. 85 in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. Right on, buddy. Way to go. Cheryl Nemo, love the show. Tracy Dunlop, hi, Bruce and all. 91 Fahrenheit in Naples. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Cheryl. Wendy Thompson's here. Hi, Stacy. Hi, everyone. Hi, Bruce. It's over 90 in Bland, Missouri. 9 days to go till they're moving to the Ocala area in Florida. Fantastic. Richard C. Thumbs up. Wendy Thompson. Trivia was fun last night. Wes Morrison. Sorry, I missed trivia. 94 here, New Braunfels, Texas. Welcome, Wes. Welcome back. Tracy Dunlop. I have a dilemma. What would you do? I already have one cruise booked in 2019. One just announced with my favorite artist, but for the cost of that, we could go on 3 cruises instead. What should we do? See, now there you go. What do you? Yeah. And since it's so far out, you can cancel, get a full refund, and reallocate, right? So you can play that game. Wow, this is Tracy. Apart from winning the lottery, so they can do it all. That's one. It's really your call. How do you want to play this, right? If you find 3 deals and on 3 ships you want to be on, pretty tough to resist. But boy, if you can be on a ship where you're on with your favorite artist, that too. Yeah. On the other hand, you keep an eye open on that cruise with your favorite artist, and maybe what you do. I don't know what kind of room you've got booked now. If you got a balcony or something like that, can you downgrade to an inside room and use the savings to book something else? Or you cancel this one and you book your 3 others and you keep your eye open out of the corner of your eye. You keep your eye open for that cruise, this particular cruise, to see if it comes down in price as we get closer to the date, because it's still quite early. But some of these theme cruises or these cruises with these artists, sometimes they don't come down; they just stay where they are. So I don't know how to steer you straight. Either way you're going to go is a good way to go. So. That one you're going to have to really think long and hard, but you don't have to make a decision today. You've got time to kind of think this over. D&G Explorers, buddies, how are you? Good afternoon, Bruce and the gang. Hi, D&G guys. How's it going today? Paul Wilgus, hi, Bruce and all. 77 and cloudy, but it feels better than the 90s. I guess, Paul, 77. We'll take that for sure. Scott Weber is here. He's saying hi, Scott Weber. Hi, Bruce. It's 90 and warm here in Palos Verdes. Fantastic weather there. A little warm, but hey, it's all right. Karen Lipschen is here. Bruce, while waiting for you to come live, just saw diners, drive-ins, and dives. Sherman's Palm Desert, latkes, and beef. Oh yeah. Karen Lipschen, I know the couple. I know Karen and her hubby Gary. I used to live in Palm Desert, California, as a lot of you do know. Some of you might not. And about a mile from our house, if that, half a mile, was Sherman's Deli. There are 2 locations. I'm plugging them. There's 2 locations in the valley, one in Palm Desert, one in Palm Springs. Jewish deli. Oh my gosh, authentic, really good stuff. And the beef and pastrami on a latke, like the potato pancake. That's your sandwich, like that. That's your bread. Potato pancake, pastrami. Potato pancake. That's one half. The other half of that sandwich is corned beef and the latkes. Oh, my. Tasty and non-caloric though. You walk out of there thin as a rail. It's incredible. No one gains weight eating at Sherman's Deli. Yeah, right. Fantastic. That's awesome, Karen. I have seen that episode. Although I don't know if I've seen that episode with Diane or Shine. Yes, I have. I've seen that episode. It was out about 2 years ago. Fantastic. That's awesome. D&G Explorer 100 today in Madera, California. You can tell we don't live by the coast. Yeah, 100 today. That ain't coastal weather at all, D&G. Man, that's warm. Oh, yeah. Stay indoors, stay cool. And Jordan, morning, Bruce, and all. It's 25 Celsius in Brisbane today. Mostly sunny. Espresso to go. Fantastic for you and Jordan. I say welcome, everyone, to Traveling with Bruce. I got my matching mug with my shirt today. I've got the same logo on both, and I've got my caffeine-free Diet Coke, and I say, cheers to you all. Welcome to Friday. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Brown fuzzy water. All that is right there. D&G, hey, friends, don't forget to hit the like button and help support our Bruce. Thanks, you guys. Just so you guys know, D&G Explorers is a YouTube channel. They also talk about traveling, and they love Disney. They love going cruising, and so you get a chance, check them out. We are going to collaborate, and we're going to put something together sooner, I think, rather than later. I've got some ideas that I'm scheming, and I want to put something together with those guys, and we'll let you know when we're ready. Richard C., kind of cruise-related. Biogen, stock symbol I think is BIIB, had a successful phase 2 study on Alzheimer's drug. Phase 3 to start, if it is successful, will be put on the market. It will keep us old cruisers enjoying it more. Well, we'll remember the last cruise we were on. How about that? Yeah, Bruce, how was that cruise? Oh, it was great. What was the name of the ship? I have no idea. Turning into my mother. Well, we'll have to keep an eye on that, see what that's all about. Thank you, Richard C., for that info. Fantastic. Tom Henry, hi, everyone. 88 and Richmond Cooler. Yay. Fantastic, Tom. And thanks again for the Costco gift card. We're using it up tomorrow. We're heading to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We're going down there, baby. It's happening. D&G Explorers, hi, Paul Wilgus. The temple pics you posted on Bruce's Facebook page were awesome. They were. Thank you, Paul, very much. You guys, if you haven't checked them out, head over there. Paul's saying thanks, D&G. Get over to my Facebook page after the show, between shows, and enjoy, because there's all kinds of photos that people have taken. I know that Thomas Henry, he put in some fantastic photographs of his cruises and some of the rooms that he's booked on some of the ships. Now, you got to see them. It's fantastic. Love it, man. It's awesome. Richard C., hello, and Jordan, soccer made me sick today. Tom Henry, I got a notification. The Cruising with Wheels did a live show yesterday at 8 p.m. I told them that's Bruce's time. They responded, Bruce is at 5. Like, I didn't know that. It's a free country. You can post the show whenever you want. They're just trying it for the first time, or second time. They're barely into it. And God bless them. They want to talk about the bliss, and I hope it went well for them. It takes a bit of practice to kind of handle this. When I first started doing live streams, oh man, I was nervous. I was so nervous. I didn't want to sit here and go, I hope I don't have any dead air. And I figured, dead air? I talk all the time. It's all I do. So this shouldn't be a problem. It's just that I talk to my computer all the time. I'm just talking to this machine with this camera right here. There it is, a little circle. And I normally look at myself. You folks have probably noticed I don't always look at the camera right there, right there. I'm usually looking here, which is kind of stupid. So that's why I hang up back here. I go way back here. The further back I go, I can look at myself and get away with it. It doesn't look so hokey, but what can I say? I do what I can. I'm just looking at myself. It's terrible. All right. Desi Wagner, hello all. Happy Friday. Yay. 84 in Chicago. Low humidity. Woohoo. Welcome, Chicagoans, to my channel. I own that town. I love that town. Desi, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Seakeeper, hi, Bruce. Too hot to be outside. Thumbs ups. He's staying indoors, staying cool, having a drink, and enjoying the day. What do we got? 47 people watching. This is fantastic. 22 thumbs up. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for coming out today to catch my show and giving me some thumbs ups at the same time. I love it. Tom Henry, topic was a group cruise. We need to catch up on the competition. There you go. I would love to do a group cruise. I'm working on that, investigating that. Earliest November, likely another in January or February, likely another in April-ish, repositioning kind of maybe. I'm scheming. I'm scheming here. The wheels are turning. That's why there's nothing growing here. My grade 4 teacher was bald, and he only had hair on the side of his head, nothing on the top. He was a British officer in the Second World War, now a school teacher. This is 1963, okay. And he said, the reason there's no hair here, it's like a busy road. There's always traffic up there. There's so much happening there. The weeds have nowhere to grow. There's no room for the weeds, for the roots to get in there. I need all the room I can for my brain. I thought, hey, how about that? The guy owns it. He owns his look. Wow, how about that? I only wish I had the brains to support this for him. I look just like my dad. It's unbelievable. We never, as a teenager, you never think you're going to look like your parents, But some relative takes you aside one day and says, when you get into like your 30s and 40s, You know it's going to happen, right? You know it's going to happen, don't you? You're going to look like your parents. And we go, come on, I got my hair down in here. What are you talking about? And they say, why don't you take a look at your cousins and some of your uncles? Yeah, see, the ones that are in their 30s and 40s, and then look at their parents. You'll figure, I figured it out. Oh, I knew right then it was over. But my dad kept saying, I'm a hell of a good-looking guy. That was his thought. Right to the end. I'm a great-looking guy, so I'll own that. I'll go with it. Thank you very much, Dad. Having too much fun here with myself. Let's see here. DNG Explorers, who do you root for? Richard C. and Jordan. Hey, DNG, love you at trivia yesterday. A blur for me. DNG Explorers is laughing with Ann Jordan. Let's see. Ann was just going to check the soccer scores. Richard C. Columbia and Uruguay. All my teams got knocked out. It was a disaster for him today. Too bad. Michelle Lucas, 82 degrees and sunny at the Oregon beaches in our big ass RV, watching the whales spout. Oh, that is awesome stuff. My big ass RV is parked in a parking area, safe and sound. And if you ever want to, you ever want to learn about my big ass RV, you got to go to the April 1st video I did. I talked all about it, how it came to pass that I got my hands on a big ass RV. It was unbelievable. Knock on the door, unbelievable. It's an unbelievable story that I did on April the 1st. Hint, hint. Okay. Paul Wilgus is saying, Michelle, that sounds great. Tammy Ray is here. Good afternoon, everyone. 34 Celsius in Calgary today. Way too hot for me. But Tammy, who cares? It's Stampede Friday. You're in the Stampede. You had your parade today. It's all going. You're allowed today, this week in Calgary, you're allowed to ride a horse into a lobby of a hotel. You're legally allowed to do it. This week, you're good to go in Calgary because it's West. Everyone's putting on their cowboy hats. If you land at the airport in Calgary and you drive into town and you're going in for a business meeting from out of town, and you're the only one not wearing blue jeans, you're the only one not wearing a cowboy shirt, and you're definitely the only one without a cowboy hat, you're from out of town. We can spot you a mile away. The whole city dresses Western for the whole 10-day event. It's a good time. Tammy, base yourself. Free pancake breakfasts all over the city every morning. And Morning Glory is the preferred beverage. Morning Glory, vodka and orange juice to kind of help you tide over from last night to ease into the next day. Oh, it's crazy times. Kids have a good time too, by the way. Cool Jazz. Hello, Bruce from a nice, cool Big Apple today. 77 degrees in New York. You got to love that. Thank you for the break. That's awesome. He's asking Ann Jordan, how is your Saturday today? Dylan LaRue is here. Dylan, hey, everyone, we're about to catch fire here in Southern Nevada in Laughlin. 116 degrees. My second cruise, same ship, the Ruby Princess, in December. He's going for trip number two. Fantastic, Dylan. That's awesome stuff. And, of course, you're going to love it. Fantastic. Stay cool, my friend. Keep drinking beverages and stay indoors. Tammy Ray, 3 cruises. Cool Jazz, I hear there is a hurricane out there called Beryl. I don't know if it's a hurricane. I think it's a tropical storm that's been formed and been named and could become. We'll watch it. It's in the Atlantic right now. In Celsius, still in Nauru saying in Celsius, that's 46.66 Celsius. Yikes, we're 31, 32 here. Unbelievable. Michelle Lucas, Paul, a free whale viewing to Oregon Beach. Viewpoints are amazing. That is fantastic, Michelle. Tammy Ray, it's 93.2 in Fahrenheit. And Jordan, hey, at Cool Jazz, my morning is very good, very well. Tammy Ray, 46.6 would make me sick. Oh, that's too much. Amanda King is here. Hi from the UK, Bruce. Reached 81 today. Now down to a cool 64. Love your channel. Just booked my first cruise this week. Amanda King, that is fantastic. Welcome to the show. I think you're here for the first time. Tell us, what is the name of the cruise ship you're going on? And where are you going? Is it a Mediterranean cruise, British Isles? Are you heading to Norway? You come to Florida for a Caribbean cruise? Where are you going? What ship are you on? This is fantastic. And Jordan, hey, Desi, Peter, Tom, Henry, Wendy, Paul, and she's saying hi to everybody. Nautical Cat, hi, long-time watcher, first-time poster. Got a question for everyone. Is there any way to find out which ships are docking at the same ports as in your itinerary in advance? Very good question. There is, let me see here. She's asking, is there a website for that? Cool Jazz, Nautical Jazz saying, try Shipmates. Cool chats. Bruce is pumping iron, looking at himself, laughing a lot. D&G Explorers, that's a great question too at Nautical Cat. And Jordan, welcome Nautical Cat. Wendy, group cruise out of Florida, right? Maybe July 19. Wendy, I look in the mirror and see my mom's looks. There we go. And Jordan, welcome Amanda. Amanda King, hello. Let's see. They have too much fun in Calgary. Cool Jazz is saying, oh, don't they just. Tammy Ray, I love pancakes. Robert Brent, vodka and orange juice works. It does. Let's see here. Nisa, cash in and do the 3 cruises, Lisa's saying. Wendy Thompson, high end. Okay, that question. Where can you go to check it out? Now, what I've done, it's a bit of a I don't know, can you do it with Cruise Mapper? I don't know if Cruise Mapper will do it, cruisemapper.com. But I have gone in the past to, let's say you want to know, you're on a Caribbean cruise and you want to know what ships are going to be in St. Thomas at the same time. If the Port of St. Thomas has a website, you may find a listing of ships coming in, but I don't know. What I would do, what I've done, is I've gone to vacations2go.com where I find cruise deals, like not that they pay me to, but I love using that site. And hi, vacations2go.com, please sponsor me. But anyway, I'll take a look at my ship that I'm on. And I know I'm in St. Thomas. Let's say I'm in St. Thomas on the 5th of January. I'm just picking a day. If I know I've left Miami on the 1st of January, something like that, I'll take a look at vacations2go.com and have it show me all Caribbean cruises for January for that year. And then what I'll do is I'll see the cruises listed in chronological order, like January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. And I will then literally just click on each of those cruise deals to take a look to see where those ships are going. And I see the itinerary of each ship that launched on the 1st of January, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th. Now, if I'm in St. Thomas on the 5th, I know that the earliest the ship could have gotten there would have been on the 3rd if you left Miami on the 3rd, because you need a sea day to get to St. Thomas on the 5th. So I might even look at the end of December. I might have looked at the 31st, the 30th, the 29th, the 28th of December for any cruise ships that left on those dates, whether they left Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Port Canaveral. They might be in St. Thomas on that particular day. That's how I'd kind of try to put it together. But I'm trying to think if there's a specific site that can give us that exact info, and I'm not exactly sure if there is. I would love to know if anyone can figure that one out for me. That would be fantastic. Let's see here. Wendy saying hi. And Amanda King going to the Norwegian fjords with P&O Ventura in September. That will be fabulous. A fantastic cruise, a wonderful region. Oh my, you're going to be taking pictures. Make sure that if you're using your cell phone, you have lots of memory. If you're using a camera, make sure those flashcards, you may want to buy a couple of those. Lots of room, especially if you're shooting video, because video eats up a lot of memory. That is going to be great, Amanda. That is awesome. Mamie Heath, evening, Bruce. Do you have any information on the solo cruises? Do I have any information on the solo cruises? Off the top of my head, I don't, but I can try to answer a question or two if you have one. To find how much a solo cruise costs, you're going to have to probably look up your cruise through, well, Vacations to Go might show you solo cruise deals. I know they have a section for that. So that's one idea. Second idea would be if you have a specific cruise line you want to be on, or a particular ship you really want to be on, I'd look up that ship name or that cruise line on vacations2go.com and then start digging for cruises and look up the solo cruising fares there if they offer them, if they show them. But I would then say the second option is, let's say you're on Royal Caribbean or you're on Norwegian, whatever cruise line you want to go on, go to that website for that cruise line and then look up fares there. They will show single supplement fares. Now, in the case of Norwegian and in the case of a few Holland America ships, and I'm thinking off the top of my head, maybe Celebrity, maybe not. And there's a couple of cruise lines that now have got new ships at sea, like the Bliss in particular. They have a section of cabins that are singles only. They're singles only cabins with their own little lobby area where they have a coffee maker or a coffee machine, their own refrigerator with treats, and they have plates of cookies all the time and pastries all the time, and only the singles can go in there. That information is, you can look that up on the cruise line website. I know that Norwegian has several ships now that have singles rooms specifically designed for singles and priced for singles. You may want to check that out that way. I hope I've helped you get started on that one. Robert Brandt, in St. Thomas, the ships in port are on the local channel, he says. Cool Jazz, some ports have a calendar like Key West. They let you know which ship is in port that day. Robert Brandt, several come from San Juan. Also, Bruce, that's right, Robert, right. The ship, the cruise starts in San Juan and visits St. Thomas. Doesn't necessarily start in Florida. Exactly. A good one, Robert. Very good. Heather Young, hi everybody. Hi Heather and Jordan. Hey Heather. Cool Jazz. Shipmate is a great app. Lists every cruise ship there is. Seakeeper Key West has a live webcam too. He's saying Vicky is here. Hi, John Bruce. Hi everybody. Hi Vicky. How you doing today? Got a good crowd here today. Heather Young is saying hello. And Wendy Thompson, can't you pull up the webpage for the ports you are going to see what lines stop there? You probably can, but Wendy, let's say you want to know on January the 8th of 2019. What exact ships are going to be in Saint Martin? That I don't know where to look that info up exactly. I try Google search is one way I try it, but I would do the kind of the I'd be grinding a little bit. I'd be figuring out, all right, well my ship is called the so and so, and it's going to be in Saint Martin on this date, and I know that any cruise ship from Florida that's doing a Caribbean cruise, or in the case of San Juan as well, could possibly visit San Martin if it's doing an Eastern Caribbean cruise. I'd be looking up all the cruises just a week before my cruise starts, right up to 2 days before my cruise starts, or 1 day before, and to see then whether they are going to be at the port that I'm interested in. Excuse me, if I'm interested in that port on that exact day. Pardon me. So that's how I do it. It's a little bit of homework, but there are times in Saint Martin and Saint Thomas and Cayman Island, there are times where there are 4, 5, 6 ships in the at the same time at one port, and I'd kind of like to know in advance: am I going to be in a port where it's going to be that packed with that many ships? That might be the reason for the question. All right. And Jordan, Cool Jazz, I agree with you. Shipmate app is awesome. Every cruise, lots of info. Heather Young, Vicky, hi there. Let's see, everyone's saying hi to Vicky. John Vincent, Bruce, going on my first cruise in August on Carnival Pride. Just wondering, everyone is telling me that Freeport is still a disaster area since the hurricane. What am I supposed to do? Can anyone help out John Vincent today about Freeport in the Bahamas? What is the situation in Freeport? Do you want to get off the ship at all? You just want to stay on the ship? What is there to see? Has anyone been to Freeport in the last month or two since the hurricanes have happened, and even the last 3 months? I'd sure love to know if anyone can help us there. Nautical Cat, thanks, Bruce. And all of the numbers of ships equals a lot of people, equals how busy, crowded things may get. You're right, Nautical Cat. I did a video the other day talking about mistakes people make when they go on cruises. Biggest mistakes you can make, and one of them is not knowing, what you're going to expect at certain ports with regards to how many people could be there, because the brochures that we see for cruise lines, or the web ads you see, or any way you're exposed to a cruise ship ad, like MSC Seaside ads lately, what do you see? A couple of people. If there's a beach shot, there's only like 4 people on the beach. If you see the folks frolicking in the swimming pool on the cruise ship, there's only 3 or 4 people there. The real world, if you've got a cruise ship with 5,000 passengers, of which 4,500 are, in the balcony and inside and ocean view rooms, they're the ones who have to use. They have to use the pool deck for their pool. There might be 2 or 3 swimming pools on the top of the ship, but only 1 or 2 are accessible to the masses. And on a nice sunny sea day, there's 1,500, 2,000 people trying to get a dip in the pool or the hot tub or a lounger, and it could be packed. You don't see that on the brochures. And so that's one issue. But the second issue is getting on shore. You're in St. Thomas and you want to go up the cable car ride and take a look at, is it Paradise Point up there? If you're the only cruise ship in town, it's a pleasant day. If you're one of 5 cruise ships in town and they hold an average of 4,000 passengers each, and almost all of the passengers are getting off the ship because it's a beautiful, gorgeous day, they've all booked excursions, you got 20,000 people invading St. Thomas that day in an 8-hour window. That is really hectic. Getting up that cable car might be a problem because it's only a half a mile from the ship port, and a whole bunch of folks might be walking to that area to take it up. You might be waiting in line an hour to get up and an hour in line to get down. Keep that in mind, and that's why you have to know. Very good point, Nautical Cat. Dylan LaRue, I'm a solo cruiser. Deals are harder to come. Best to always plan ahead and scope out what deals are for you and you alone, since you will be solo. I agree, Dylan. It's difficult. More slowly but surely, cruise lines are trying to accommodate solo travelers. But boy, if you could just find a cruise buddy to go on a cruise with, you got it made. Because if you've got a willing partner that'll go with you, then you can take advantage of these deals that you see from the cruise line. Scott Weber, 24 days until Alaska cruise. I'm breaking a cardinal rule. Flying on the day of embarkation. I will fly from Los Angeles to Seattle, SeaTac on Alaska Airlines, leaving at 6:30 a.m., arriving at 8:45 in the morning nonstop. Scott, I like your odds for success. I like your odds because, first of all, you're flying in the summertime. 2, you're flying in the same time zone. 3, you're flying a route that is heavily flown by a number of airlines. But I still don't like the fact you're going on the day of the cruise. That one is a difficult one. It's not that the weather might not get you. The same time zone, that's not going to get you. The fact that a number of planes going might not upset you, might. But what could get you is Alaska is coming in with an airplane to get you. And the plane coming in will probably land the night before on its last flight of the evening. Might arrive at midnight or something like that, drop off passengers, and then pick you guys up the next morning with a new flight crew. Now, as long as the flight crew is okay, as long as the plane didn't experience a mechanical malfunction, or when they fired it up the next morning, a couple of lights in the cockpit dashboard didn't come on, you're good to go. But if there's a mechanical issue on the plane the next morning that wasn't evident the night before, and if it's a kind of mechanical issue that requires a part and it's not readily available in LA because of the model of the aircraft, age of the aircraft, now you got yourself an issue because you can't drive up there. You're not going to get there by car today. How are you going to do it? Unless another airline is, got room, you might be in trouble because there's 130 others like you who are on that flight to Seattle. You might have a bit of an issue. 130 people going on 4 other flights. That's 30 to 35 people per plane that they have to divvy up. And you cannot be on the 4 o'clock flight. You got to be on the noon flight. You got to be on the 11 o'clock flight. Sooner the better. And that's where you're taking a risk. I'm just saying, it's a cardinal rule. You're right. You really should be getting there the day before. But I hear what you're saying. And Jordan, VTG have solo newsletters. So to subscribe to their newsletter, lots of info at Mamie Heath. Okay. Vacations to Go have Vacations to Go have solo newspapers or newsletters to subscribe to. Check it out. Absolutely. Steve Bartley, Cruise Timetables is a website that gives you port info. It is a .com. Okay. CruiseTimetables.com might be the solutions. Thank you, Steve. And Jordan, Dylan LaRue, Vacations to Go also have solo newsletters. Great deal. Subscribe. Fantastic. Welcome, John Vincent and Singh. Desi Wagner. I think Cruise Mapper has the ships. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was looking at it a couple of weeks ago. 5 ships in Cozumel when I'm there in November. Interesting. Mary Ellen Shaw is here. Can you buy advance tickets for the St. Thomas cable car? We'll be there September on the Oasis. I don't know. Our friend Robert Brandt, what do you think? He's saying, no, I don't believe you can buy in advance. He doesn't think so. I can imagine probably one reason you couldn't is on extremely windy days, the cable cars won't be running up there. And I'm not sure if you can get to that spot by cab or not. Can you get a cab up there? Even if it were closed, if it was windy, I don't know if they'd open that lookout up there. That might not be open because if the cable car isn't running, they might only get 25 people up there for the whole day. They might close that whole thing down, and you won't have the observation deck to go to. It'll all be closed off. So maybe that's why, Mary, they may not sell those in advance because of the unpredictability of it. I don't know. Wendy Thompson, oh, good luck, Scotty. Wendy's saying about your trip. And Jordan, Desi Wagner, I also love the Cruise Mapper app. Great info as well. Robert Brandt, Mary Ellen, yeah, as far as I know, I don't believe you can buy in advance. Robert Brandt, perhaps the excursion desk has a way to keep you from standing in line. Maybe. Maybe you can get a pass on the ship. Maybe. But then again, I don't know. The lineup really isn't for buying the ticket. The lineup is waiting for your turn to get in the car because they have sets of 3 cars at a time that go up, if I recall. I think each car can hold 4 people. It's only 12 people at a time that can go up on each car load. And I think they have 4 or 5 cars going in rotation. And that's where the lineup comes from. So even if you have a ticket, you're not going to be much quicker. But again, that's just me guessing. And Jordan, how are you, Desi? I am well. Mamie He, thank you. And Jordan, Robert Brent, you can get there by car, but the best view is from Drake's seat. There you go. There is a better view than the cable car. I think it's, what, isn't it 1,500 feet up instead of 700 feet? The cable car is 700 feet up, 70 stories, which is pretty good. But Drake's Peak is the other side looking back towards the cable car and the hills. That could well be the best place to go. Robert, thank you for that. Desi Wagner, I'm good. Stressed at work. Made me miss trivia last night. The bosses are driving her insane. And Jordan, welcome, Mary Ellen Shaw. 55 viewers. Thank you for joining me today, everybody. 27 thumbs up so far. We're well ahead of normal here for thumbs ups at this time of the show. If you can spare thumbs ups today, thank you very much. Give me one and get those analytics computers going crazy at YouTube, because activity is happening on Traveling with Bruce today. It's Friday, July the 6th, and I got 2 topics to talk about. Number 1 topic, I'm going to get this out of the way. Costa Cruises starts building Costa Smeralda, brand new cruise ship, LNG powered, 180,000 tons in weight, 52 to 6,000 passengers, depending on how many folks are in each cabin. That's the capacity, and October 19 delivery. It's a year and a half away from delivery. They just started building that ship, and that kind of ties into the other story I had earlier today to talk about, which was Carnival is leaving Europe. Now, I could have made it, a sensational, title saying Carnival abandons Europe, Carnival drops Europe. The story apparently is that Carnival Cruise Lines, the actual Carnival brand, they're using their ships for North American Caribbean travel. They're moving ships to Los Angeles now for Mexican travel and California coastal travel, and up in Alaska, of course. And the story has it that they're not going to have Carnival cruise ships in Europe for the next year or 2, from what I can discern at this point. And I think the reason is simple. Going on with this Costa story here, Costa Cruise Company is owned by Carnival. And Costa calls itself the Costa Group because the Costa Group is run out of the European area, and it manages all of the ships of the Aida line. That's spelled A-I-D-A, Aida. The Aida cruise line is another wholly owned subsidiary of Carnival, but it caters to mainly the German market. Aida Cruises is heavily aimed at the German cruising market. German-speaking cruise, English as well, but German-speaking food, or German-speaking cruise, German-speaking food. The Schnitzel talks to you German. You should listen to the bratwurst. Oh, can they do an imitation of the hamburger? German entertainment, German-themed everything. Okay, so that's Aida Cruises, and then there's Costa Asia. There's another division inside Costa called Costa Asia. And the Costa group is managing all of that. So right now, there are 26 ships inside the Costa group of cruise ships. And that is Aida and Costa Asia as well. 74,000 beds right now they're managing. But at the moment, they've got 7 new ships on order. And they're coming into service this year and up to 2023, including the ship I was just talking to you about, the Smeralda. Some of these are very big. 6 billion euros being spent, or 7.8 billion American dollars being spent on these 7 ships. 2 are going to Costa, 2 are going to Costa Asia, and 3 are going into the Aida group. This will take them, their capacity will now be, by the time 2023 rolls around, 50% higher than now, what they have now. So they're going to add 37,000 or more beds, available beds. And that's why Carnival isn't going to be in Europe. Carnival doesn't need to be in Europe with that brand. The Carnival brand is an all-American brand. It's USA. And it's all catered to the American traveler specifically. And Carnival has decided
they're going to keep their Carnival ships closer to home, although they have them in Australia. They'll have them in Asia. They'll have them in Alaska and the Caribbean, but I don't think they have enough to go around to handle the European market. So with the Costa Group going up to 33 ships over the next 6, 7, 8 years, more than enough capacity. Remember, Carnival also owns Princess. They also own Cunard, and Cunard is over there. They also own P&O UK, P&O Australia. That cruise line is also in Europe. So the European choices are massive for people. As a matter of fact, Holland America is another Carnival line, and it too is in Europe. And so for Carnival, they've got Europe covered with all their brands, but not the Carnival home brand. That one will be pulled out, or no new ships will be added to Europe at this time. That's the story. So it's not like they don't like Europe. They're just reallocating their arsenal of ships and all the ones that are coming, especially those Aida German food talking cruises. They're a hit. I mean, wow, got to see that. Anyway, that's the first story out of the way. Mary Allen, how do I get to Drake's Seat in St. Thomas? Can I get there by cab? Silo, hey, all 113 days to Bliss Haven trip number 2. Silo, you're a single cruiser, aren't you? Aren't you also single? About to book on the Encore for January 2020 in the Haven group cruise. Wow, that's awesome. So, Silo, you went on the Bliss alone on the first cruise you did, right? You did that by yourself because your wife let you, but actually you're in the Haven on the Bliss in 113 days, and you're now looking to be on the Haven for the Encore in 2020. I think I got that right, because someone was just asking me a few minutes ago about singles cruising, and I remember you talking about singles cruising. Robert Brandt, Mary Ellen Shaw says yes, taxi, but several of the island tours take you there also. The safari buses go there, but don't stay too late if using the safari buses. They run on a very odd schedule. So you may, if there's 4 of you, like to say there's 2 couples or 3 couples you meet on the ship, if there's 6 of you, grab a van taxi, commandeer that thing, and split it between the 3 couples and have them take you up there. The cab driver will love you. They'll love you, and you'll get excellent service. Robert Brent, if you are planning to go to Megan's Bay Beach, those tours almost also stop at Drake's Seat for a photo op. There you go. This is good info, Robert. Thank you very much, because you live there. This is good to know. All right, here's the story I really want to talk about today. This came on my radar about an hour and a half ago now. Silo saying Bliss alone, number 1. It's saying I was alone. Number 2 is Haven. Number 1 was inside cabin. Booked it less than 24 hours. It was $899. Clutch burner heading out on the Caribbean. Princess tomorrow. Princess offered us a complete fare refund if we traded our balcony out for a room with an obstructed view. We obviously took it. Complete fair deal. You go for nothing. What a deal. Clutch burner. Nice going. Tom Henry. Bye, everyone. We leave at 5 a.m. for Nashville, Tennessee tomorrow. I may be up a few days. Tom Henry, have a great one. Thanks again for the Costco card. We'll talk to you when you're back and let you know how that went. Heather Young gave you shout out on Instagram. Thank you, Heather Young. I love it. Fantastic. All right. The FAA declines to regulate airplane seat sizes. That's the headline. Read that in the New York Times today. The story goes, a quote from the FAA. Here's a quote. Are you ready for this one? I love this quote. The seat width and pitch, even in combination with increasing passenger size, in other words, one biscuit short of a magic weight scale number, do not hamper the speed of an evacuation. It's all fine. Everything is fine. There's no problem here, according to the FAA. These 29 seat pitch seats that they're talking about, 17.5-inch wide seats with the obesity of America, is not an issue to worry about, people. It doesn't hinder your ability to get out of a drowning plane in the Hudson or a burning plane on the tarmac if one of the engines explodes. There's nothing to worry about here, according to the FAA. This is just fallacy, these issues that people are coming up with. They're making this stuff up. I mean, come on. Let's see here. Quick double catch up here. Mary Ellen, thanks, Robert Brandt. St. Thomas is the only island I haven't booked an excursion, but I will have to look at Megan's Bay. D&G Explorers Bly, Tom Henry. Bruce, Cindy came home and saw her pic behind you and was excited. Right there. There you are. Right there. The first ones to send me a photo. You guys send me postcards. I'll put them on the wall behind me as well. I'd love to do that. My address is in the description below this video and every video I've done for the last month or so. Check it out. Silo, wow, clutch killer deal. Isn't that something? Clutch burner. It will be given to us as a cruise credit, and whenever we don't spend, we will receive back in a check form. Yeah, you can't beat that. Clutch. That's a great deal. They'll remember you for this. Believe me. Fantastic. Robert Brandt. Megan's is one of the beaches totally restored food and beverage options. Good to hear, Robert. That's good to know. And Jordan, awesome at Silo. Steve, have fun on the Bliss in 113 days. Have fun on the CWW group Cruise with Wheels group cruise on the Encore in 2020. And Jordan, by Tom Henry. Paul Wilkes, of course, FAA declined under current administration rules and regulations. Those are a bad thing. What regulations are a bad thing? We can't have regulations. Hey, gang, Jim Thomas is saying, hey, Jimbo, how you doing, buddy? Wendy Thompson, it's not very uncomfortable on the last 2 trips. Richard C., you should see those seats that Ryanair is trying to get approved. It's something like a bike seat and a mini hammock. Small. Oh my gosh. Cool Jazz. Is Bruce trying to say that it's fake news? Is that what he's trying to say? Bruce, what are you doing? I got some more info here on this thing. The rule is, the FAA rule is that an aircraft must be able to be evacuated in 90 seconds in case of an emergency. I'm assuming that's the plane on the ground, not in the air, and that's a plane in the ground, not in water. But then again, it might apply to water too. I'm not sure. But here's the kicker. I love this one. Oh my goodness. The passenger evacuation simulations. Now they are run all the time. Passenger evacuation simulations are run all the time to satisfy the FAA that a certain model of aircraft or a certain remodel of aircraft complies with the 90-second rule. These evacuation simulations are run and organized and filmed by airplane manufacturing companies. And they do not include any children or elderly people or infirmed people, in other words, handicapped or obese people. So there's no kids, no grandmas and grandpas, nobody in a wheelchair, and nobody overweight. But we have a plane full of U.S. Marines that are all 5'11 and a half and tip-top physical condition, age 25 to 35. They're all able to do 50 push-ups in 2 minutes. And when we say go, they can get off that airplane in 90 seconds flat or less. There's nothing to see here. There's nothing to concern anybody about, because as we all know, when we take a flight in the United States or in Canada, you get on that airplane and you start walking down that aisle. What do? What do? I look at the passengers on this side. I look at the passengers on this side, and I'm thinking to myself, you're going to die. You're not getting out alive. Oh, you haven't got a chance. Oh, look at that. One mom and 2 babies that are both screaming their butts off. Oh, look at this guy, 400-pounder, 1 biscuit short of 450. Oh, yeah, this is going to be fun. I hope I'm not beside this one. Oh, my goodness. We have somebody here who's blind. They're visually impaired. How are they getting off the cruise? Who's going to take care of the cruise? The ship, the plane. How are they going to get off the plane? Who's in the exit rows? Who paid extra to sit there? Which just kills me. You have to pay to be the person to save everyone's life in the exit row, rather than the ticket agent going, that guy over there, that 6'2" person that's 200 pounds and is in solid. I think we should give them the exit row seat. No. We're going to get the exit row seat to the person that paid the extra $40 online, sight unseen, and who's got a whole bunch of crap that they're stuffing under the seat in front of them. That's going to be the person that's going to save my life by taking out that window over the wing so I can get out alive. It's not happening. It's not happening. In the 1970s, seat pitch, the distance between your seat and the seat in front of you, was 31 to 35 inches normally. That was the norm, most in the 35 region. Today, 28 inches on Spirit Airlines, 28 inch Inch pitch. Seat width was not 18 and a half to 19 inches in the 70s. It's now 17 and a half inches seat width. Have you seen some of the tushes out there? Have you seen some of the Kardashians' butts? Of course, they don't sit in those seats, right? But the Kardashian wannabes that can't afford business class or first class, they're the ones in economy. How do they squeeze themselves in there? I do not know. Obesity in the U.S., 38% is the number of the obesity in the United States. Of all adults, 38% are obese today. 1980, it was 15%. Wow. From 1980, 15% to 38, and it's still climbing. 70% of U.S. adults today are overweight. In 1960, it was 45%. Wow. Yeah, we're big and getting bigger. We love our ice cream, and there's nothing to see here from according to the FAA. We don't need to see any videos of people getting it off a plane in 90 seconds or less where there are children involved. We don't need to see anybody with a 4-year-old or a 6-year-old or three kids, 4, 8, and 10. We don't need to worry about that. We don't have to worry about anybody with a disability. A disability does a schmillaby. They'll get off the plane. They'll be fine. Somebody who's 350 pounds holding up 100 people behind them trying to get out, that's not going to be a problem. It's not going to be a problem. That smoke will just permeate up into the ventilation system and will be sucked out miraculously from the outside. We're not going to have an issue here. Everyone will get out alive. It'll be fine. There's no problem here at the FAA. Sounds like Scott Pruitt's running the FAA, doesn't it? Unbelievable. Yes, quite interesting. Cool Jazz. Bruce is trying to say it's fake news. Seakeeper, planes, and TSA frisking. 2 reasons I prefer driving to the port. Paul Wilgus says, so no average passengers. Richard C. Seakeeper, you should get trusted air. Never have to take off shoes, belts, walk through either just metal detector or body scanner fast. Worth $100 for 2 years. Oh my goodness. And Jordan also gave a shout out on Twitter and Instagram. Bruce, thank you. And Jordan, so much. Cool Jazz. They ask you, are you capable of opening the exit door in case of an emergency? Well, the bypass was 3 years ago, but I'm over that now. I can get over it. I should be able. I won't be panicked. After we dive 30,000 feet to make an emergency landing, I'll be calm, cool, and relaxed. I'll be able to handle that emergency door, no problem. I won't be unconscious. Or crying like like a whimpering who knows what. I'll be just fine. Oh yeah. Oh sure. I paid my $40. Give me that row. Let me sit there. I can save people. Yeah, Tracy Dunlop. I have MS, use a cane, and always sit in the aisle seat. So I guess window and middle aren't getting by me. Laughing out loud, she said. Cool Jazz. Private jets are very affordable now. They say. Yeah, that's right. If you got a problem, get a private jet. There's a solution for everybody. Oh my gosh, Robert Brandt laughing out loud. Robert Brandt, NetJets. Paul Lucas, on both flights flying from Miami on Monday, the people sitting in the evacuation seats were at least 80. 80. Yeah, they were 80. They're going to be unconscious by the time that thing lands after a 30,000-foot emergency dive and landing. You remember that plane? Wasn't a couple months ago where they had the engine, a piece of the engine blew out, and then the piece of the engine hit the window and tried to suck the woman out of the darn window. Terrible. Then we saw pictures from people on that plane, and did you see the look in their eyes? The deer and the headlight look of those folks coming down. Yeah, can you imagine the complete panic that would be happening? And they have these tests run by the airline builders. Yeah, Boeing and their tests, and Airbus with their tests. 90 seconds, no problem. We can get 185 people out of a 737 MAX jet airplane, stuffed into the rafters, no problem. Those Oriental folks with their luggage, they're not going to go for their luggage. They're going to get off the plane like they're supposed to. You remember that airplane that crashed in San Francisco on approach, that had that bad approach, the 777? People weren't getting off that plane because they were trying to get their luggage out of their overheads. These are folks from Korea. And people were screaming at them, leave it behind, get off the plane. We just crash landed. They wanted to get their carry-ons. They weren't getting off that plane with their carry-ons. Unbelievable. The panic that sets in, what people do in stressful situations cannot be imagined. But the FAA, we have no problem here. We'll allow 17.5 inch wide seats. We'll even allow 777 to go 10 across. No problem at all. We'll go we'll go 3, 3, and 4 in the middle. And same thing with the DC, the Dreamliners, 10 across, no problem at all. And we'll have 20 rows in each section. There's 200 people there. There's 200 more over here. Then we got the business class up there. Everybody will be fine. There won't be any problem whatsoever. Oh my goodness. Jim Thomas, new saying is a biscuit short of a quarter of a ton. One biscuit short of a quarter of a ton club. Robert Brandt, that was in Philadelphia. Robert saying, Richard C. Bruce, that was in Philly. That lady died from the fan blade. The test they used to check blades was visual, not magnetic particle or dye test. Wrong test for the airline engines. Oh, I agree. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Tracy. Jim Tom saying, oh, Tracy. And Heather Young, awesome. And Wendy Thompson, where are the long-legged fat person planes? Tell me where they are. I'll grab one of those. Oh my gosh, it is unbelievable. This is another reason why I'm a fan of Emirates Airlines. If I ever got the chance to fly from North America to Dubai and stay there a week or so, fly Dubai to Europe and do a cruise there and visit Europe a bit, fly back to Dubai, and then work my way to, say, to Australia, or from Dubai over to Asia. I would love to do that, because as the statistics on the seats on Emirates is quite good. 18.5-inch seats. This is economy. They have a phenomenal entertainment system with limitless entertainment, Wi-Fi on board. I would love that. For me to fly overseas, the last airline I'd want to go is on United or American Airlines. Air Canada, I'm not so too crazy about either. I mean, it's my national airline. I'm not so crazy about it. Packed in there like rats, and it's just terrible. Oh, gosh, just awful. Yeah, not fun. Wendy Thompson, where are the long-legged people? Yeah. And Jordan, why do the TSA frisk you guys all the time at the airport going through customs? Is that normal? The agents, it's overkill. I agree. Safety, I guess. Maybe they're not confident enough in their electronics. Maybe they feel the scanners aren't good enough. I don't know. I mean, we hear in North America, we constantly see stories on television, on the internet, of horror stories of people running into problems with the TSA. Horror stories. People who are waiting in line an hour to get through the check thing, and they miss their flight. They're at the airport 2 hours early. They got through the line at the check-in counter and all that crap. Then they have to wait for this TSA stuff, and it's just a nightmare. These overworked, underpaid TSA people, understaffed in some cases, and unbelievably zealous. They're being just pestered by their masters to just be on these travelers, on these. We're the enemy. That we're the customer and we're the enemy. That's the mentality at the airport, I feel. And people are missing flights, domestic flights, because of this inefficient system that's in place that just has just gone crazy. But, the politicians and these officials, they all talk about safety and security and protecting the American people and protecting the homeland. Yeah. And screwing up people's flights, intimidating passengers, scaring people, putting them through unnecessary nonsense. I mean, there's the other side too. It just goes on and on. And then there's the good old FAA going, oh yeah, they've had, don't worry about the stress of getting to the airport. Don't worry about the stress of checking in and getting all that done with all the new fees you've run into. Don't worry about the stress of getting through security. Don't worry about that. Once you're on the plane, it's all fine, because inside that aircraft, you're going to find sweet, wonderful, comfortable, padded seats, lots of room, leg room, elbow room, wonderful entertainment. You're going to get great meals, wonderful service, the airline attendants are so happy to see you. They love the fact that you've come to their airline because they're not overworked or overstressed. It's a joy to work as an airline attendant, working at a reduced contract, or you're the newbie on the low-level contract trying to stick around long enough to get into the benefits contract. No stress there. It's all fine. And then the flying to wherever you got to go, and when you get there, you got to go through the process to get out. There's no problems. It's all fine. Everything is okay. There's no problems here. Wendy Thompson, it's the personal touch the TSA has learned. Tracy Dunlop, thanks, Jim. It's just part of my life. 25 years since DX. That's why I love cruising. I can still travel just in a different way. Yay! Richard C., yes. And all people are subject to pat down if they sound an alarm, but use the body scanners that gives out an outline of the body using low-level particle shot through your clothing. Seakeeper, the TSA loves to cop a feel from fluffy people. I love how they always tell me I have been randomly chosen to undergo an in-depth search. Random my ass, he says. Jim Thomas, I have that too. Wendy Thompson, the laugh out loud CK. Laugh out loud Seakeeper from Tracy. Paul Willigas, Seakeeper, before I lost weight, I had that too. They want to know if you got any biscuits in there. You got to have those big pants and that big top. You got any biscuits hanging around? What kind of biscuits do you like? Because I like my biscuits on my break too. Oh my goodness. Mary Ellen Shaw, speaking of TSA, my 23-year-old son who has autism doesn't have his ID when we got to the TSA. Didn't have his ID when we got to TSA. Disaster! But the TSA agent who gave him a pat down, etc., was very understanding and compassionate. Thank God for that. It could have ended in such a worse way. Unbelievable. Yeah, you know, isn't it sad that you have to be grateful that they did their jobs like they're supposed to? You're supposed to be grateful. You're thankful. Thank God they did their jobs like they're supposed to. And I didn't run into one of those, you know what's, who wants to be, the Gestapo leader. Yeah, you remember, you know those guys. They're out there. Oh yeah, the mall cops are the cop wannabes, and the TSA, they want to be, yeah, those guys. Oh my goodness, such not fun, isn't it? Such not fun. Anyway, that's my story today. The obesity number is scary, and these seats, these airline seats. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do? I don't know what to make of it. What's going on here? Let's see here. And Jordan, Richard C., that sounds like a lot of unnecessary manhandling. So next time I go to the USA, do I do TSA approved? Seakeeper, once I'm in my seat, my knees are stuck into the seat ahead of me. My head is stuck in the underhead, stuck between the armrest. I don't need a seatbelt. I need I need a way to get out. Paul Lucas, and if you can, it would be advisable. He's saying, Cool Jazz, TSA frisked an 80-year-old lady in a wheelchair the other day. No one is immune to the personal touch. And Jordan, tell me more, Paul, about the TSA approved Seakeeper, the jaws of death to stand up. Flying is crap. And Jordan, yes, when you leave from the U.S., hopefully you can do it. You can get it. It's unbelievable. Yeah, things have really changed, haven't they? All because of 9/11. Prior to 9/11, it was kind of loosey-goosey, too loosey-goosey, obviously. Israel has had it right for a long time. Thorough investigation, thorough background checking. They don't fool around at El Al Airlines. They do not since the 60s. They don't tolerate any anomalies, but unfortunately, with the statistic I quoted yesterday, that at any one time in the United States, 24 hours a day, 61,000 people are in the air over the United States in an aircraft, 24/7. 61,000 in the air at any one time over the USA. With that many people in the air, obviously in the middle of the night, it's probably fewer. Middle of the day, it's much higher. How do you get them through the airports and the screening and the pressure? Oh, one mistake and we got problems, right? So I feel for the TSA guys. I really do. I feel for them. They have a thankless job. Thankless. They'll never be given blue ribbons of appreciation in any big way. But sometimes it does go kind of crazy. I do agree. Seakeeper, the jaws of death. Let's see. Ed Jordan, Cool Jazz. That sounds horrible. That poor lady. So TSA approved. Yeah, sometimes they frisk 6-year-olds, and we hear about it on the internet, and it's just insane. It is the way of the world. What can I say? How are we doing here on the channel? We have 32 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. We're over 32 already. 48 watching right now. If anyone can spare a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. I want to thank all you guys for all your support. Again, before I shut down the show, thank you for watching my show, subscribing to my channel. Button is here. There's a button over there. Thank you for picking up this kind of stuff. Traveling with Bruce gear, clothing, mugs, stickers, everything. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for direct donations to my PayPal thing up here. Thank you for hitting that donation button. I do appreciate those. I'm going to Costco tomorrow, courtesy of Tom Henry. Sent me a Costco gift card in the mail. Thank you so much, Thomas. I'm going to Costco with Jen tomorrow, and we will get me a chicken bacon, get her a hot dog, and pick up some provisions and bring them back to Canada from Coeur d'Alene. That'll be fun. Looking forward to that. And Richard C., take care. All misery is best joined between strangers. Seakeeper is saying, that's right. Thank you, everybody, for all of your support and watching the show and sharing my videos to friends and family on other social media. I love it. It really helps the channel. I'm trying to build viewers, trying to build subscribers, and we will keep it going. I'm on again tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock Eastern time. I'll be on with some news, trivia news, cruise news, and hopefully some definitely some trivia as well. Cat Rose, let's see. Yeah, Cat Rose is saying, I have to go through the metal detectors because I cannot raise arms high enough to go through the back scatter machine due to not being able to raise my arms. So they have to do it the old-fashioned way. Tracy Dillon, always forget thumbs up on in my, but you get one on the way out. Cool Jazz, Bruce, you should do a Saturday show from Costco. Live from Costco, Coeur d'Alene. Here we go, doing a live show. I don't know if I can get permission for that. I doubt their internet is that good. You never know, though. But I am looking forward to doing live streams from cruise ships. I am looking forward to that. Okay, I'm going to pack it in. Thanks again for watching today, guys. We had a good crowd today. I really enjoyed it. And thank you for the thumbs ups and all your support, all your encouragement. 39 thumbs ups. I see right now 39. Fantastic. I'm on at 2 in the afternoon tomorrow. This is Bruce with Traveling with Bruce saying thank you, everyone, for joining me today. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy it. And if you see me tomorrow, I'll see you then. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you on Monday at 5 o'clock. And I'll tell you all about Costco on Saturday. Thanks again, all. Take care, and we'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now.